15 years.
all over. I remember going to Temple University and going out to lunch with you when you were working at Todd's store and stuff.
That's right.
Yep. My first question to you was, were you a wrestling fan growing up?
Oh yeah.
You grew up in Philly, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia, West Oak Lane area. Yeah, I was a fan. You know, I just know when I was a young kid.
Who were your favorite guys watching?
Well, I guess Strombos back in the day, Sheep Herders, you know, like the really the serious type of guys back then. You know, Funk. Just watching those guys. You know, I used to watch my uncle, especially when I would go to New York. I watch, you know, sit there and watch stuff like that. So yeah.
Now, did you watch WWF back then or NWA more?
More partial to NWA back then because in my neighborhood, pretty much more of you know, WWF was for the older guys. Because when you think about all the guys who got with Vince Senior then, pretty much was the older guys and the younger guys. Because NWA was not really a younger promotion, but it had more attracting more to younger guys. So I kind of grew up on that.
What shows did you go to as a kid? Did you ever go to the Spectrum shows? Or?
I think I went to one.
Wow.
I think I only went to one Spectrum show. Then I pretty much went more to the Civic Center.
What are your memories of going to the NWA shows at the Civic Center? Because they were awesome.
Yeah. Oh man. I remember the first time I went to one, it just blew my mind. It was a cage match. It was actually against Sheep Herders. Jacko Victor on the outside waving his flag, and I think they were working the dudes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that. Nah. Cuban Assassin and somebody else. But something like that. And it's like I saw that, I was like hooked. I'm like, oh, that's popped.
So you pretty much knew at an early age that you wanted to be a wrestler, or is it something that you kind of like just dove into?
It was back and forth. It's like, okay, do I really want to do this, or do I want to do something from, I guess, the real world, what your parents expect or whatever? But of course, you know what I chose. So
at what age did you decide to get into the business?
Actually, kind of late in life. I think it was like around 88, 89. I said, you know what? I was working at I was working downtown in Philadelphia. I was working at I think I was working at Sam Eric 4, one of the movie theaters downtown. Actually, Eric's place. I was a movie theater manager. So when I said, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna stay here for the rest of my life. Nah, I think I have an opportunity. I may have an opportunity because I listened to actually at the time. I listened to Joel Goodhart's radio show.
Right.
And it's just you listen to that. It's like, oh man, I wish. And it's like, you know what? Let's try it.
What are your memories of getting into the business? Like, how did you get started?
Oh, well, that's around. I hope you got enough tape in there.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's funny. I was trying to get into business again once I made the decision to leave. Actually, I didn't totally leave the movie theater. I was doing both movie theater and trying to get into wrestling. I got hooked up again listening to the show. I remember Joel Goodhart had a radio, some kind of open tryouts for Larry Sharp's over in Jersey. So I went over there.
I actually did that.
Did you?
Yes, and I paid the money.
Yeah, I did too.
And I did a promo and all. I have it somewhere.
Yeah, I got it somewhere. I never put it out there, but
right.
I got it somewhere. But it's funny. I was really amped up going, I'm gonna try to do my best because I want to do well. So he had me run the ropes. I'm running hard as I can, back and forth, and he said stop, and I stopped. I bruised my ribs. So then he took me a couple of bumps. I was killing myself. But I said, you know what? I felt this is my only opportunity. So, but yeah, that's what just kind of started it. Then didn't hear anything back from him. So then I started talking to a guy named Jimmy Giannetti back in the TWA days. Before that he was going to this place over in Bristol. One of the it's like this firehouse over in Bristol, PA, and one of the Moondogs was running it, and it was no ropes. It was just a mat on a hard concrete floor. But I learned to bump. You get hurt, but still you learn the correct way, because you do it wrong, you'll feel it. So then after that, a couple weeks later, I did a show for them. I was at the time my gimmick was Dr. Feelgood.
Right.
And it came out with a stethoscope and a long trench coat, and that was crazy. But then actually it's funny because this person who lived, I knew this person for years. Her father and my father were buddies. They used to work together at the post office. Her name's Lynn Brown. She goes, yeah, so I heard you want to be a wrestler. I was like, yeah, I'm trying. She goes, well, hey, this is about mid '89 at the time. She goes, well, why don't you go out and get a hotel room at the Marriott? Because back then the Marriott was the spot, right?
Yep.
And it says, hey, why don't you get a hotel room and I'll just introduce you to the boys. I'm like, you don't know. But I said, all right, I'll do that. I did it. And I said, well, at least I'll have a good time at the show. And I think it was Halloween Havoc, '89, Road Warriors. This is against the Skyscrapers, sitting in Spivey, yeah. And so I'm sitting there, if you look at the tape, I'm like second or third row and everything. But she goes, hey, after the show, we go back to the Marriott. She goes, no, come downstairs. I come downstairs. She goes, oh yeah, this is Arn Anderson. Okay, he knew. I mean, he knew each other. And I was like, wow. So I sat down with Arn for about maybe an hour, and he just told me something. Just tell me about the business. He probably doesn't remember that now because so long ago. But he told me about the business, what I should do, whatever. Next thing after that, Doom was the tag team then. Ron Simmons, Butch Reed. They were at the bar. I talked to them. They told me what to hit, man. Brandon, you need to do this and you need to do that and get with the school, man. Joel, good heart, got a good school going. I think I heard you getting something going, so that's why I went to Joel's. But again, as you can tell, I'm a market heart still.
Right.
I love the old guys, but yeah, so that's what happened. That's how I got started in a nutshell.
Who trained you down at Joel's school?
Wow, it's you had Larry Winters is the primary trainer. Ron Shaw. Those are two main guys who were giving us the instructions. Rock and Rebel would pop in because he was already doing his thing at the time. Hot Body, Stetson, those guys are pretty much those guys were doing it. They were in Pitbulls also. So but the primary people was Larry Sharp and Ron Shaw.
Was Sandman in your class yet? Or
oh
no?
yeah. It was actually they paired us together. Yeah, it was like we always it was just like I guess not to say great, it's that they saw potential in me, I guess, and Sandman he just had it from day one, and he put us together as a package.
What are your early memories of Sandman before ECW and TWA?
What do you want to hear?
Anything you want to say?
Nah, he's just he's just one of those guys who just he was just happy. Somebody give you an opportunity and you just either you squander it or you take advantage of it. He just took fully advantage of it. He from day one he was like one of those guys like I'll do anything for this business. That's just how he was. He just is. But he's a good guy. Always treat me with respect and well. Actually, got a story. We was training, and I was supposed to give him a flying headbutt. It's funny as heck, and he wished me off. Come up and do a headbutt. Now, me being green as grass, I didn't know you're supposed to put your hand, and I hit him, headbutt him, bam! All of a sudden, just spurting blood, skeeting out, right? And Peach is like, "Oh my God! And he's just rushing to the hospital. I'm driving around Philadelphia trying to find the hospital he's at. I felt so bad, but I didn't have a mark on me.
Right.
And that was hilarious.
It was your first screw up.
There it was.
Later became your gimmick.
Yeah, how about that?
What are your memories of working some of the bar shows early on for TWA?
Wow, that's wow, man. I haven't heard of that stuff in a long time. That was pretty much the nucleus of what was going on with the Philly scene of wrestling. It was in the old Lit Brothers building, sports bar, and it was like one of those, I guess, a shotgun type of atmosphere. You had this big ring in this middle of this bar, and people pop for it. It was, it's one of those great times. I'm glad I was there. I really can't get. You get to be more specific if you want me to give you details, but yeah.
What did you think TWA would grow and be as big as it did, or did you see it just as a stepping stone?
At that time, I didn't really look at the big picture. I was like concentrating on that moment. I did not. I was just, as a young guy, you don't realize how important indies are. So I was always looking to, okay, well, hell, one day I'll get to the bigger, but when you look back in retrospect, it's like, okay, the having that opportunity at that time, man, it's like, especially compared to what's now. So you had only one game in town. Well, you had Carluzzo across the river and a couple other people around, but at that time, it's like one person. It was one, and here now you got like 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
So I hope I answered your question. If I don't answer, just go ahead and repeat and say, hey.
Okay, yeah, no, you definitely answered it. Did you do anything behind the scenes in TWA to help promote shows at all?
Yeah. Well, what he do is Joel would give me flyers, and I'll go and just paper places. Go to the car. Like Spectrum. I remember doing a couple of Spectrums. I just throw stuff in there, windshields and tickets. I sold tickets and whatever. That's always been my thing. Whatever promoter told me to get done, and I just try to get it done. Period.
Eventually, Joe put the title on you. Were you surprised when you found out you were winning the TWA title?
Yeah, I was because I just thought the other guys, were more deserving. I was very humble.
A lot of pressure for you at all, or?
Well, I wouldn't say pressure. It's just that it's still, it's still you have to. It's still part of the storyline,
right?
And that's the bottom line. But I just couldn't believe he just took that time and said, "Yeah, you're going to get it."
Now, eventually, Joel started running the bigger venues in town. He started doing the convention center.
Yeah.
What are your memories of the TWA crew running over the convention center?
That was good times, man. You had all the big guys there. You had Sheik, Abby, Sullivan. I think Gilbert and Foley was on that one.
Yeah.
Come on, that was. And at the time, that's when I guess I met Sabu for the first time. We got along pretty good there, and he had again Janetti, Ghetto Blaster. Remember that name?
Yep.
Ghetto Blaster. With Giles. It was just one of those things that you're just happy to be in the presence of greatness. And that's how I look at it.
Did you work the McGonigal Hall shows at Temple too, when he brought in Bigelow, Gordy, and also Lawler?
Not the first one. Not the first one, but the second one. Actually, was I think it was Sandman and myself. And he was managed by Ron Shaw. And we did. We worked that second one. I was there at the first one. I helped set up the ring, and Ted Petty, he did his thing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Cheetah
Kid, that's right.
Was there a resentment when I guess Joel started bringing in some of the bigger names, and he would just take the local guys and put them in the battle royals at all, or did you pretty much not care about that?
Nah, man, I was
just happy to be in the locker room.
Yeah, I was happy to be in the locker room, but the whole thing was I took that. What I did was I talked to the older guys, and I asked them if it was okay for me to sit next to the chain, have my locker stuff right there next to them, and I just learned. I just sat there and learned, and they felt like talking and telling me stuff. I was pencil and pad, man. I was just absorbing as much as I could because it was like today again. I can get on YouTube and find out pretty much anything I need to know. Back then, the only thing you had was tapes, which if you know somebody, you can get it, or cheat sheets, but you couldn't get any other information. So when those guys came in town, man, I just sit there and wrote, listen, as a student of the game.
Is it true that you helped Terry Funk put together a fight scene for a movie?
Oh yeah, Rocky, I think Rocky 5, and pretty much it was they came to Joel's school, and they were and the director and Dick Slater, Terry Funk was there, and they was going over the scenes. So they used me and a couple other guys. And we were just going over the scenes, certain scenes, and it's pretty much like, hey, and they see how the reaction would, and they might tweak it and say, hey, what do you think there? But yeah.
That's pretty cool. You did a lot of Dangerous High spots early on. What was your influence? Who influenced you?
Wow, that's a long list because again, I was a fan. Still am a fan of the game, but you had DC Drake. Remember the matches DC Drake and
right.
Larry Winters used to fight all over the place, and DC would work Larry and he'll fall, whatever. So I was like, wow, that was awesome to me. Then you had Hot Body and Stetson, they did the same thing, all around falling type of stuff. Then, then of course watching NWA, watching the Road Warriors, Skywalkers, and the Midnight Express, and just watching those guys in the cornet, I was like, wow, that to me, it meant something. Like, wow, that those guys are doing that. And it's like I wanted to aspire to be like that. Then you had Cactus coming along, and he did that type of style. It's like, okay, how you still gonna bring that realism into the sport? It's like, and that's what I gravitated towards. That type of intensity when you work.
Early on in your career in TWA, did you try getting in WCW or WWE at all, or were you pretty much?
I did a dark match over there with WCW. It was like at I think Aberdeen. They had a base over there. And I did a match, Sandman and I, and yeah, we did. I had one, but I don't think I did well.
Who'd you work?
Oh, Sandman.
Sandman. Okay.
Yeah, it was Sandman. Sandman's always, he's always the cool, the cool guy. He's like, yo, we're gonna do this, and
All right.
Yeah, he's always cool.
What are your memories when Nature Boy Buddy Rogers came in for Joel Goodhart for a couple shows?
That was an interesting time because at that time it was funny, and at that time it was a buzz when Buddy Landell and Buddy Rogers were about to do a feud.
Right.
The gimmick was they were going to make me one of the Nature Boys after the what happened was Landell was supposed to get start beating on Rogers, and when Rogers was selling hard and getting down, I was supposed to come in and help him out, and from that Rogers was supposed to give me the name Nature Boy, and I know, but unfortunately, he passed away before that happened. So.
Well, actually, I think Joel canceled the show and folded the company. Did you? How did you find out that Joel was pretty much done?
He just didn't return phone calls. He just, like I said, it's probably one of those things. It's pressure, man. He's like, okay, I gotta get away. So.
Right. Do you think ECW would have been possible without TWA happening first?
That's a diverse question, but I think the way things were going, because again, you have to look at before that what came into town. NWA was running bunkhouse like Dusty was running the bunkhouse type stuff,
right.
Really the real guts and glory type stuff, cowbell. So it would probably eventually came about, but not as rapidly. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
But I think you say Joe Goodhart, and then want to bring in Todd Gordon. I think it was very influential. To bring it to fruition, that style and that brand.
Who were some of the most helpful veterans to you in TWA? Or did anybody have attitudes? Or it was pretty much?
Well, I don't throw nobody under the bus, but it's yeah, some people had some issues, but I think a lot of the issues got squashed when Eddie Gilbert came in.
Right.
He kind of talked to the guys and squashed a lot of the egos. Once certain people accepted, certain people didn't. But it is what it is.
When Eddie started coming in, well, basically, TWA folded, and then Todd started promoting shows on his own, which was the ECW, Eastern Championship Wrestling, and did the TV tapings at Cabrini College,
Yeah.
which you were a part of.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you start working for Todd?
Pretty much when he opened up Eastern Championship Wrestling and didn't miss a beat, he just he asked me, if he willing to come on. I was like, yeah, because again, opportunities weren't. Another thing you got to understand. The closest school at that time was, I think, Nikita's school in North Carolina, and right before he opened his school, I'm talking about back when Joe opened his school, I was ready to go to Nikita's school.
Right.
And just I think that week, that's when he opened. So, that's what it is.
What was it like to work for Todd for the store compared to Todd as the wrestling promoter?
I liked it. I mean, it was cool. It was a learning experience. He taught me some stuff about jewelry business, sales, and in wrestling. He was pretty much learning it as he goes also. And you got the thing about it, you got the right people in. And he'd ask me some questions sometimes, and the running joke was, whatever I agree with, he'd go the opposite way.
Right.
So it was, he was cool. I had no problem with anybody, man. I really didn't.
Any wrestling memories from the store, like any of the boys coming to the store, or Todd putting family business aside for wrestling, anything like that?
No, I didn't see him putting. I mean, the business was his family business. Period. So
Right.
that comes first, and of course, that makes the money.
Right.
But I seen some of the boys come in. I seen some of the people walk in and hey, what's going on, man, like that. Or I remember Ted Petty coming through. I guess the most craziest moment was when I had a meeting. It was Eddie Gilbert, Ty Gordon, and Paul Heyman. They were, talking about the evolution of ECW. Bringing ECW from championship to, I guess it was still in the East Coast stage, but it was just changing the bookers.
Right.
And I think I don't know the details because I didn't hear the details.
Right.
But what I did see. Eddie storming out, all pissed off, and
Wow.
and Paul's like, you don't understand, you don't understand what, because you gotta look at it. At that time, those guys were like tight.
They were best friends.
Yeah, they were tight, and but the thing about it is, it's one of those things that has to evolve. It has to happen because that's the way when somebody, it's like this. If you're in it, you can't see it, but somebody's outside of it and looking in on it, they can see everything. And that's how I think that Eddie was in it, Paul was on the outside, seeing a whole different concept. So I think.
So you pretty much saw the fallout before it happened at the arena with Paul and Eddie.
Yeah, I was there for the whole thing.
Wow.
But again, certain sleeping dogs lie.
Right.
Certain things.
Wow, that's pretty good. I guess when Eddie came in and then Paul pretty much took over, what was it like seeing a lot of the TWA guys get faded out for some of the new ECW talent?
Well, at first you didn't see it that way at first. You didn't see it at first because what you do is, you bring in other facets of talent in. So because not everybody's gonna like the strong guy. Nobody's gonna like the aerial guy. Nobody's gonna like the ground guy. So you brought other people in. And I had no problem with that. It was like because look, he was bringing in. First, he was bringing in big names, and he was calculating a storyline along with the whole thing. The whole thing was extreme. So what's better to do is to bring people who represent your Abbeys, your Kevin Sullivans, Funk. You bring Morocco, Snooker. You bring all those guys in,
right?
Who and then you bring the younger guys coming up, and you pass. This is how it is. So no, I know. Some people may have had a problem with. I didn't at first, because then after a while it's like, you start seeing the change of the guard, like because one time they I was kind of not say on top, but I was, they had me doing some programs,
Right.
but then all of a sudden they got less and it changed around and personas change and it's just the way business is, man.
Did any of the boys have resentment towards you because you worked at Todd's store? Did they think that you were being, I guess, favoritism or anything?
It's funny. I think it's funny. Petty said something like, "Man, yeah, I thought you and Todd was like this, man." He was like, "Yeah, I mean, we're cool." He says, "No, I thought you was his boy." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "No, it's just that I used to work here and I had to apply for, and he gave me the job there. But no, Todd told me, or the booker, whatever the booker says, that's what you do, And so I some guys had, but after they talked to me,
right,
and then of course they talk to me, then they go back and talk to make sure compare notes. They say, "Oh, yeah, he's on the up and up. He's down." Yeah, I ain't blow smoke up people's butt, man. I was always straight shooter with people.
Now back before we start talking about ECW, I want to touch a little bit more about TWA. Did the fallout between Joel and Todd affect you at all when they broke up?
I think it was a time of uncertainty. No one really knew what was the next step. No one knew, and you just didn't know. Like, oh man, what's going next? Of course, Todd was the money guy anyway.
Right.
So, but and he just all he did is just step to the forefront, and it didn't. Put it this way, it did not affect me as much as it did others. But like I said, it depends on who you ask.
What are your memories of, I guess, the locker room, being in the locker room with guys like Terry Funk and Lawler, Gilbert, and Foley, and TWA? I mean, how was that for you? Because you grew up watching these guys, and now you were in the same locker room with them.
Yeah, well, that was a learning experience because when I was sitting there, I'll never forget. I was sitting there with Funk, Abdullah, and who was on that? I forgot who was on the side. I think it was Kevin over here. But anyway, we were talking, and I'm like sitting here like, I can't believe I'm in the middle of all these guys. And Abdullah, he came and smacked me like that. He goes, don't you mark out. You one of the boys. You one of the boys. You don't mark out. So and after that I was like, okay. But the whole thing, I guess, what it is I respect these guys. And with the point of marking out, just being respectful, like, as you know me, you and I'm a very introverted person. And right now, I'm crawling my skin because I'm not used to being in front of the camera. Now as an older person, But I'm a very introverted person. If I see somebody and he's talking to somebody, I won't say anything. I'm just like, hey, like that. Then they get heat. Say, hey, why you didn't come over and say something to me, brother? It's no disrespect. It's just that I'm just very,
Right.
But yeah, that's what it was in the locker room. I was like, wow, that was just awesome. Being there.
You also, I think, worked DC Drake. I think it was TWA's Winter Challenge. What are your memories of working with DC?
Smooth. He was a smooth worker. He taught me a lot, just of timing. It's just that time because he'll have you down and he'll work you. And you could be there for about 5 or 10 minutes. He'll just work the same hole, and I'm like, okay, how come we're not doing this? How come we're not doing this? How come we're not doing hit toss driving, all that stuff? He's like, nah, you just take your time,
Right.
And so he taught me a lot about timing, which is key. Which is key to working a match.
Let's talk about also Eddie Gilbert. What was your memories of the first time you met Eddie?
He was cool. He came. Actually, he just came to me. He was very laid back. He told me, and this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to do with you. So he was, he always treated me with respect, and then again, it was mutual.
Did you ever experience any racism early on in wrestling at all?
I guess a few times. once in the locker room, once upon a time, but Eddie squashed that real fast.
Right.
It was funny, we were doing this thing up in some golf course, and it was.
Was that the Ron Jaworski?
Yeah, and something he squashed it. I don't know if we're going to because they felt good. But second time I experienced it when I worked for USWA Lawler down there, and I had a disagreement with it in a match, and somebody called something that shouldn't have been said, and got backstage, and I didn't know I was so business in the ring. We did the job fine. Got back, and I kind of lost my cool, and I'm sorry I did that, but I stepped to him and said, yo, we're gonna have a problem with that, and all of a sudden half of the locker room stood up, and I was like, well, it's gonna be my last stand. Cause I'm about to get, it was too many people. I'm not gonna say who it was, but by the time I can tell you who did come to my aid, Jeff Jarrett and Fuller came to my aid. He's like, hey, calm this down. They were, to this day I'm like thankful because it could have been not a good situation for me, but
right.
but they squashed, he squashed that. But yeah,
I believe it was around October the 1st in '93. You wrestled, actually, it was Abby and Terry Funk and you, I think, against Snuka Sullivan and Don Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to be a big-time match for you. Here you are in the ring with, like, these legends that you grew up watching. What was that like?
Man, that was like heaven, man. I mean, it's just, it's just, I can't even put that into words. It was just surreal. You're watching tapes from Japan, you see the long feud between, the Funks and Abby and Sheik, the original Sheik, and it's like, wow, and all of a sudden now, actually it was like 3 weeks before that I was watching it, and 3 weeks later, I'm working with these guys, and I'm like, oh my God, so I was like a kid in the cage, so I could not believe they put me in that position. So I was one of the highlights. Oh man, I don't think I ate that whole day. When I found out I didn't eat, I was done.
Easy match for you, or?
Yeah, actually it was. But I was so, if you look at it, I was so nervous. I mean, I screwed up the scoreboard, the inside cradle. They panned away for it. You really can't see it.
Right.
But I was so nervous, and Don goes, "Oh, brother, what are you doing?" I just missed his opening leg. I was so nervous because here's Don Morocco.
Right.
And he's putting me over. I mean, I just couldn't believe that. So yeah, that's the memory from there.
And I believe the next day it was TV tapings, and it was you and Sandman against Stetson and Hotbody.
Yeah. Of course, see, I came up with this guy, so that was easy. That was easy. Again, you had Sandman, the constant professional. We're gonna do this, man. We're going. So
was he that out of control back then? I mean, I remember, but for the fans that maybe not.
Define out of control. What do you mean by out of control?
Later on, he was always drunk and working in the ring. Was he drinking back then and working early on in like '93?
No.
He was a lot more calm.
Well, so you got to look at it like this. Sometimes when you think he's drunk, he's not drunk. He's checking on to see what you're about.
Right.
I mean, he's just one of the type of guys, But even if he can finish off a case, yeah, he may be acting that way, but he can drink, man. He's not that far off. He's still in control of his faculties, man.
I think on the same TV show, it was taped for a week later. You got to work Shane Douglas. What do you remember of working Shane?
That was cool. He was I think that's the deal when Terry Funk was mentoring me.
Right.
Yeah. He gave me a lot of good advice, man. Just ring savvy, your presence in the ring, how to fire up, and because watching the dudes and all that stuff before it was just like I said again, I was a student of the game. And it's like again seeing him, I'm working out. They put me in a match with him. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. But yeah, he was cool. He's really cool to me.
What are your memories of hanging around backstage and watching other matches around the monitor?
That was cool. See, at
the arena.
It was cool because at that time, in its infancy of ECW, like we were just pretty much coming of before he got really big.
Right.
We were like, truthfully, we were like a family, man. It was like, we were helping each other. Like, they say, oh, you did this wrong, or hey, try next time, try this, or just critique our match in a positive way. Not saying, hey, it was not like, oh, man, you stole this or you didn't do this right. No, it was like, you didn't do it right. This is why, and that's again, that's what Shane was good for. Shane coming, because Paul said that, you bring him in and he's here to school us too, and he did just that.
I believe it was Holiday Hell, maybe 2 months later, December 26th of '93. It was you and Tommy Cairo against Sullivan and Taz. What are your memories of working?
Oh man,
Stiff?
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty stiff. But you know what? I kind of asked for it because I told Kevin, hey, do whatever you want to do. Cause I know that's the way he works.
Right. I
said, well, hey, that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do your thing, and I'll just sell it. I guess in his mind, I was like, okay, well, fine. Let me test this kid. And he came back from Broad Street and just whack. And I'm gonna tell you a backstory on that. After that match, I can mention Gabe, can I?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, me and Gabe Sapolsky, we were going somewhere. I think we were going to eat after that night.
Right.
And again, I don't even remember how many times he hit me with the chair. But get in the car. I'm driving around, and we're supposed to go to, I think, Gino's. Now, from where the arena is and Gino's, it's not that far.
Right.
Man, I was driving around. I guess about maybe an hour. Couldn't find the place, right? And he told me, Gabe told me the other day, we were driving somewhere on the expressway that tells you exactly how, I was not here. And it's a divider to go from, I guess, on the Passion Bridge and off to an exit.
Right.
I was driving right in the middle, almost crashed, because I had a concussion.
Right.
And after we did that, I went to the doctor. They said, yeah, you had concussions.
Huh.
I was done. But again, it was no fault. It was just that A, I should have protected myself a little bit better, and B, never tell somebody who's been around for a while, hey, do whatever. No, you don't do that. You let them tell you what they feel like doing that way. And I'm saying to the younger guys, you let the older guy tell them what they want to do. You don't suggest.
What are your memories of the first time you met Paul Heyman?
It was cool, man. I guess Paul talked to me what needed to be talked to about at that time. Never no buddy, but if he asked me to do something, I did it. But yeah, he was cool. He was cool. Like, going into it, he's like, this is what I want. This is and I do it. Whatever he told me to do, I did. I think. Well, go ahead. Well, depending on what the next question, I can finish up with that one.
Oh, you can go.
Well, I think what I regret now. I think I was just about to get married, and I think one time I busted up my leg pretty bad, and he asked me to do something to put an hour on over, and I was like, man, my knees are really screwed up, and then, like, he said, JT, you think you can, can you do a job, do the job for an hour one, I could put him over, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm really, banged up, and I want, and so and I said no, and that's when times I really regretted that, because again, you never tell a booker, unless unless you put you in a death match, you're doing die for real. You just say no.
Right.
But but that I wish I had never told him that. But it is what it is. But again, I digress. He treated me cool.
I guess Ultra Clash. Who was booking at the time? Ultra Clash, was that after Paul took over?
What year was that?
93.
I think so. I think so. All
right. A couple questions regarding the Paul and Eddie Gilbert situation. Do you think Paul stabbed Eddie in the back, or do you think Todd was ready to get rid of Gilbert?
Again, I don't know because I didn't hear the details.
Right.
But I think, retrospect, after it's all said and done, I think, and so you have to understand too, USWA had a particular style of wrestling. It was like, it had the hardcore premise, but it had a lot of a slower pace to it. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
a little slower space because it takes. Again, they had TV down there, so and they had like a hardcore following. Period. And all the boys who was in the business to learn how to work, they worked down there. So again, it was a different pacing, and I think Paul saw something different. And Tom, like, you know what? I agree with you saying. I agree, Paul, what you're doing, and this is what we're going to take it to. And I think, he just wasn't. Eddie just didn't want to hear that.
Right.
And you got to look at it. If you're the cock of the roots, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
What are your memories of the night that Eddie left the company? Pretty much, it was at Ultra Clash, and he did the shoot running during the scaffold match. Not scaffold. It was a tag match with Hanson and Abby and Funk and somebody.
The truth, I don't remember that because I think I was even though I was there.
Right.
They told me to do something. I did something, so I probably didn't. I don't know
Right.
the deal with that.
Were you there backstage when Doug Gilbert went crazy with the bat?
No,
Okay.
I missed that one.
All right. That was the same night, so.
Missed that.
All right. What are your memories of working with Dark Patriot, who was Doug Gilbert under the mask?
Oh, I mean, you just called the match. It was funny because the original finish for that was for me to fall off onto the concrete, not just stage, and I was like, no, you need to go in the ring. I was like, no, it look better if we do, if you show me over the side, because you gotta look at skyscraper match. Everybody used to hang, and I was like, okay, seen it so many times, what can we do different? And and it's kind of, even though you're up there, it's kind of hard to kind of still communicate because the ceiling's low. You can't really do too much. It's hard to communicate. If you see me try to do a drop kick, I hesitate and whatever. But the deal was, I supposed to, he was to throw me. I supposed to fall like in the first row instead of the. But you changed up the last second. And I just took the bump in the ring.
I was going to ask you, why did you take walking bump off the scaffold instead of the much safer hanging bump? You just wanted to be different?
Well, it'd be different because I mean, think about it. If you were the fan and you pay X amount of dollars to see a brand that's supposed to be different, why should I give you something that has been done by guys already? Because you got Corny did it, Beautiful Bobby did it. They've seen it. So okay, well, this is the part he hangs. This is the part he drops. I just want to be a little different. And again, I wish we did it the way it's supposed to have been done because we had more for pop. But
Right.
But they said, your safety is more important. So I was like, that's how I do.
Did you feel pressure from the locker room to take bumps off the Eagles' nest?
No. It's funny because that night I walked in. Ty was right there at the front. Walked in. He said, "Okay, what are you going to do? You think you can take a bump off of that?" I'm like, whatever. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Then maybe they'll drag you around, and maybe the Eagles now. Okay, fine. Whatever you want me to do. And that's the attitude. And see, not just me, but all the boys had the attitude. All the boys. They didn't know whatever you told us to do, we did. I think that's why they were so successful.
Definitely. Do you think Kevin Sullivan took advantage of younger wrestlers with the chair shots? I mean, he gave you one you talked about. Do you think he was a little bit too stiff with some of the guys?
That's just a coming of age, and you got to look at it too. Kevin Sullivan's old school, and you break him in, and then sometimes that's what happens. I don't hold them against him. I mean, I was green too. Yeah, I've been in the business for a little while, but I was still green.
Right.
And that's what that's what he did. That's what he did. Again, and you got. Let me give you another one, mate. Because since we're already in, go back to what was it? TWA. I did a match with Landell. Another humble experience because Landell, you first get in there, you kind of start to feel full of yourself. He humbled me real quick with a couple of spots in there. He's kicking me down. Sell you, bitch! He's doing that bam, 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 and I was like, oh, and everybody's laughing. So I was like, you know what? I just took that as a learning experience. He's like, okay, I need to check myself. So the old school guys, they do that it's like almost like a pledge. What's this guy going to do? If I do this to him, is he going to quit, or are you taking this business seriously?
Right.
And that's the way it was done. Period.
When did you start to feel that ECW was starting to become something special?
You know, you may think I'm blowing smoke, but I think from the conception of Tri-State, I thought the Philly wrestling area was always something special because it just was. You gotta look at wrestling at that time. Well, I guess it still is. I'm not sure, but 'cause I've been out of it so long. But back then, pretty much every Philadelphian loved the heel.
Yeah.
This was a heel town, and now you're building a brand of ECW that pretty much caters to the heel, the neutral guy, the everyday, hardworking, kick your butt type of guy. No, this is a place they choke slam Santa, and they got a big pop of that. So, that. So I think at the conception, I think there's just something special. But once, I guess really with the buzz when you go to the arena and you see maybe 200 people first, and a couple months later you see about 400 or 500 people. Then all of a sudden they bring the bleachers in, and then it's like, wow, this is pretty hot. This is awesome, and then all of a sudden you see other guys come in and somebody say, hey man, somebody like DDP will say, hey bro, I watch you. You watching me? I'm watching you. What do you mean you watching me? That's when you start seeing like, wow, this is something. This is something.
Did you think you were one of Paul's boys, or was he pushing you aside for some of the New York guys early on?
See, that's a loaded question. But I think again, it's just like this. If you're in a store and you come from somewhere else, you got people who works here already. You pull somebody you're familiar with that's going to run stuff, and your people, so you're going to bring your people in anyway. No disrespect to the people that are already here, just the way business is. So I know, again, when he brought his boys, and when we were all boys, but he brought Taz, Dreamer, or whatever. It was just a progression. It's just the way it was because again, you gotta look at, when you're in the point of making money, you don't have time for people that you think can deliver. You want people who know who can deliver, or somebody who's been, in this case, who's been with you from day one, from over here and working hard for you to just doing whatever needs to be done, and say, okay, well, hey, one day I'll promise you a spot. Okay, you got a spot? I'm gonna bring him in, and that's just the way it was. So it's just a progression, man. That's all.
Was there competition between you and Tommy Dreamer for the top babyface spot? I've heard like a story where Tommy might have said something to you out of context. Do you want to talk about that at all?
I'm trying to remember what you're talking about.
Somebody said that Tommy went up to you and said, I'm taking your spot, or it looks like I'm taking your spot type of comment.
I don't think it was told that way.
Okay.
It was told that. It was, nah. And if he did, I didn't read it that way. But you gotta look at it too. At the time, I was, it was pushing me. And he's coming in, he's trying to get over. This is when he's doing the suspenders deal. At that time, he was always a solid worker. He just couldn't get over with the fans. But I don't think. See, Tommy and I, we were cool. We were always cool. It was no like, and if he said it was probably at the rib, it was no like, no, I'm taking this. No, it was like that. It's just again progression of things. He said, if he did that, I don't remember that, but he but and you know what too? Truthfully, Tommy was one of the guys that tell you like, no, you should have did this or you should have did that. He, again, he's telling me. So again, it's not a point of, again, at that time, it's not a point of saying, no, I want to take this spot. No, it's just the progression of things. It's no.
What do you remember of working Sabu? I think it was a house show in Harrisburg.
But Sabu, he was so banged up that day. I think his ribs were cracked. And So I had to take it easy with him. Paul was like, he was like, JT, you have to take it easy with him because, you know, he's the brother, my ribs hurt. So I had to, you know, we really couldn't do anything too much because, again, I didn't want to hurt, you know.
Right.
Because he had a couple of days to go right after it. So, smooth. He was great to work with. But I tell you what, and I don't know how many, I don't know, can you get any more Sabu questions in there?
I probably have some Sabu stuff coming up, but you can talk about it now.
No, because I wanted to say, you know, Sabu, no, well, I always talk about that. He's a good guy, man, because he's another guy who really, you're not taking on his wing, but he showed me a lot of things. He even booked me on a couple matches up in Lansing, up there, and he trained in his gym, and we did stuff, and I got nothing but respect for him.
What do you remember going over to Japan? How did that come about for Wing?
Did your homework? Yeah, I used to do. I did the Boogeyman gimmick, Michael Myers gimmick for Wings.
Right.
Yeah, it was okay. It was funny. I did 2 tours over there. The first one, I blew my knee out. The first or second night, blew my knee out, and we had 10 days. So I still had to work. Didn't matter.
I remember.
Didn't matter. So I just toughed it out, and the whole thing was I blew it out doing this move. I think it's what's his name?
Matsunaga?
I think it's Matsunaga-san saying, okay, maybe you do top rope, and I said, okay, well, that's easy. He goes, oh, then maybe, well, first you slam guy outside, then go top rope and do flying headbutt from top rope to floor. I'm like, okay. Like, okay, all right, that's what you want to find. And I blew my knee out because it's the first time I did that. So I did, I think second night, blew it out, boom, I heard someone go,
oh.
So, but what's his name, Grunge, Petty, and Dreamer, not Dreamer, I'm sorry, Sandman, they took care of me, Sandman carried my bags, I'm hobbling through Amori, up in Japan, the northern tip of Japan, walk through the streets, and I was in bad shape, man, but yeah, I just wrapped it up, kept on going.
Did you like the deathmatch style from over Japan?
It was interesting. I had it was a death match with Jason Terrible.
Right.
What was his? I think it was Gravedigger.
Right.
And myself in that Michael Myers mask, and that barbed wire baseball bat match, man. He just laying me, bam, caught me cut back in my head. I remember you asked me about that. Yeah, we get that scar in the back of your head. I said, I got hit in the head with a baseball bat, man.
I remember Doug was watching those tapes over and over.
Yeah.
He was addicted to the Wing tapes.
Yeah, that was actually, I wish I was over here a little bit more, just to be as a tourist.
Right.
I didn't see none of the country. Also, I was hotel rooms and arenas. Oh, a funny story also at that time when I was over there. I did a match with Public Enemy, and I think it was who was it? I think it was a Japanese guy and myself, and I was in the gimmick. And he did double clothesline, I'll never forget. Did double clothesline, wham! And I missed the rope. So I just arced right over the top rope, laying flat on my back. Wham! Right? And I'm hearing like you're not there, but you're there.
Right.
I'm hearing grunts going, man, we killed JT. We killed JT. And Patty's like, come on, man, we gotta go. Yo, he's dead. And Jason's coming over to me slowly, and his gimmick, oh, and he's, in his mind, it's like, oh man, this guy, I wasn't moving, I was out. And then I get up there, and all of a sudden, I open my eyes, I can't feel my legs, and I feel it. You feel the blood just rushing back a little bit.
Right.
It's okay. I got a mask. Okay, I'm still in gimmick. I know where I'm at. So I sit up. I do like a Undertaker gimmick. I sit up, and all it tastes is blood in my mouth. So I said, I start spitting the blood so the blood's come out the mask, and I get up and I can't feel. I feel my legs a little bit. The feeling's coming back, so I'm coming down, and it was like it was one of the awesome things, but I just stare down Jason and turn away. And then we got backstage, he's like, man, I thought you were dead. I thought I was dead too, man. I was done. That was a funny story.
What do you remember of Devon when he came in at Queens, and how stiff was he with that crutch?
Devon did what he was told. Paul told him to go out there. He said, take the crutch and you hit JT hard as you can. And he's like, Paul, no, he can take it. Just, you hit him as hard as you got. It's got to look good for TV. And I didn't, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
So I'm here like this, so I'm feeding him. He hits me crack. And I'm like, whoa! If you see the picture, you see me like, whoa! Like, I mean, he nailed me, and I couldn't do anything with my hands behind my back. So he hit me like 2 or 3 times. I was, man. So, you know what? So that really accounts for over 10 concussions.
That's great.
I had like between 10 and 16 concussions.
Any heat with Devon over that, or
Nah,
right.
no. Again, did what he's told. Business.
Right.
See, that's the whole thing. See, it's one thing. And I can't speak for anybody else. I mean, I never lived my gimmick. So what I did in the ring is one thing. When you see me out here, it's totally different.
Right.
So, he did what he was told. Plain and simple.
Memories of working with Perry Saturn. I think it was in a Plymouth meeting at the Lulu Temple.
Well, it was just, he told me, we're gonna do a match, whatever. And my jaw was kind of jacked up anyway. And in that show, he did some deal. I think he did a kick in the corner, hit my jaw, and it broke. And that's it. I knew the spot was coming.
Right.
He just nailed me, bam, and that's it. There was no heat over it, and from me. I remember when it was no heat.
Were things getting bad now between the NYC crew and the Philly crew at all, or was tensions pretty calm?
That's a blurred line. I don't think it was. So you gotta look at it too. I guess near the mid part of it.
Right.
I didn't stay for a lot of the stuff during the shows. The reason why it's funny because at the time I was working like 4 jobs. I just got married at the time, so I was working 4 jobs. I was working at the movie theater as a manager, the projections manager. I was working on the weekends when they didn't have shows or whatever, at Blockbuster sometimes. At the time, just transitioning. Actually, a little bit early on, I was transitioning over with working with Todd at the jewelry store, and I was working wrestling.
Right.
So, and at that time, I was bouncing at the club. So if you notice, I was on like the first, like near the end. He'll put me on first.
Right.
He put me on first because I can go ahead and work.
And get out.
Go bounce at the club, come back and cut promos. So again, that's why I don't have no.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
I had no gripe with Paul. Because Paul understood that I had to provide. And he's like, well, this is what you took care of that. So because think about it, other promoters have been like, if you can't stay here, I don't need you.
Right.
Period. But he did that. So how can I be angry?
Was there any problems with you? I think you were running the school too in Philly, and they were trying to get the one up in New York started with Taz and Perry and all.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any concern with that or not?
Well, again, you get the transition between Eastern Championship Wrestling and ECW. So as the curtain closed on Eastern, opens up on with Taz, where it's Taz and Perry.
Right.
But I used to go up there and train with those guys too. So, I enjoyed it. Perry's he stressed me a little bit, but nah, man, it's cool, man. It's just. I think at first because we didn't know what didn't know what I didn't know what the parameters were.
Right.
What was what, but it was cool after it was what was done, and so we pretty much I kept the students I had, and then when he opened up, when he opened this school and everything pretty much ran out of New York.
Francine, when she first came to the company, she was obviously going out with Rock and Rebel, and she wanted to get into the business, and you were pretty much a little bit responsible for training her, right?
Yeah.
What are your memories of her?
Well, I remember when she started, when she said, she wanted to do something in wrestling, wanted to work. And I said, okay, well, I looked at her, and she's like, all of what? 95 pounds, soaking wet. And I'm looking at him like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna train you just like any other guy. So you're gonna have to do, I'm gonna slam you. I'm not gonna, just like I would, slam one person, I'm gonna slam you just like that. So, and she took it, man. She did everything was told. I told her she did it without question. She's a trooper.
So you knew she was going to pretty much be something in the business later on.
She had the mentality.
Right.
She had the mentality.
Also, at some of the earlier TV tapings, you teamed up with Public Enemy, I think, against Shane and the Bruise Brothers. Do you remember that?
No, you got that screwed. I think
Was it backwards?
Yeah, I think it was Public. Yeah, it was Public Enemy, Shane and Hughes, and against Bruise Brothers.
You're right. Yep.
And myself.
You're right.
And yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Easy match.
Man, if you look at it, man, I just sat there and laid there for about. I went to sleep for about 2 hours. I mean, you just said, again, my leg was jacked up, and they pretty much holding it. He just worked it, and that was, yeah, that was pretty much it with that.
You also worked Jimmy Snuka early on. I think it was Summer Sizzler '93.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember of working Jimmy?
Another smooth. And again, constant professional, man. The guys been around for a while, man. You have to make sure you're looking at them to know they hit you, man. It's just so smooth,
Yeah.
So I mean, very professional, and you knew it was no surprise. You knew what was going to happen, and they didn't take again, you sit there and you did what you were told. Again, he's a vet, and he told me to do it. Hey, brother, I'm gonna slam you here. You're gonna stay there, okay, brother? And that's what I did. He hit me.
In the it was the mid '90s. Obviously, the ECW locker room was known for drugs and stuff like that. How did you stay out of that circle?
Just wasn't my thing. I just didn't. I'm not gonna say I would deny it was there or not there.
Right.
But that's just not my thing.
Gotcha. Memories of working with Taz. I believe in early '94, you got to work a little bit with him for the TV title. And you actually beat him, I believe, for the TV title too, right?
Yeah.
What are your memories of working with Taz that was easy to work with?
It was just see, I think that was I think they dropped the titles immediately. It went to do something with Kevin and him. I think it was Kevin, him, and Woman at the time.
Right.
And they so they was just dropping it to me to be like a melee to something else, I guess. So, but I was happy. I don't lie. I was happy that Paul gave it to me.
A lot of people say he took himself too serious. Do you think back then he was just protective of his spot, or you think he took himself too serious?
Who's that?
Taz.
Well, I'm not gonna say take yourself too serious. You gotta look at it this way too, man. If you and this is what I realized when I look back, when you try to brand yourself as a particular wrestler, you do have to be protective of it, because not. Next thing you do one thing, you do something, a certain lock here, somebody's going to take your lock or take your move here. You had to be, in his case, he's being protective of what he wanted, because at the time I think he was just starting to, before he got really hurt, he was growing out of the Tasmaniac thing.
Right.
Because at the time he got the belt to me, he was Tasmaniac. So he, once he got, got rid of that, he got more protective of his brand when he just became himself. And you do you just have, what you have to, because it depends on not everybody, but you have to treat everybody the same to get along with everybody.
Yeah.
So it's because I'm telling you, Taz was always cool. He cool with me. I had no problem with Taz. He may heal on somebody else.
Right.
Well, man, we were cool.
Memories of your little program with Hack Myers.
Mr. Cha. Yeah, I know what's coming up. Yeah, well.
What's that?
You going to Miss Blancha, right?
I remember.
Remember that? Oh, well, since I said it.
Yeah.
No, we were cool. He was over. He was over, and I felt, because they turned me heel at the time. I felt that he was, he was over more, over than I was. So I was like, man, we're gonna milk that child thing. So. That child shit. So, that was cool. So, and I think the only time I had a problem with him, and he'll deny it to this day. And I told him beforehand. I said, "Hey man, the brother, you need to catch me when I come out." You know, because I know I'm you know, at the time I was like 250, 60 pounds, whatever, and I'm coming full force out. You know, out. I'm coming over home, and my pad did get caught, but I thought, you know, when out came up, you know, you step under and you catch the guy, and I think he just didn't realize I was coming out in short, and he missed, so my head hit whams. You remember?
Is that when you had the hematoma?
Yes,
oh,
the hematoma.
I do remember that backstage.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, and it's funny because it
was nasty.
Oh man, yeah.
We thought you were dead.
Yeah, again, in the second one, I thought I was dead too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I had the head. It's actually still here. If you look close, it's still here. It's still there. But yeah, that's when I hit the concrete. Finnegan comes over. Now, only reason I can recall this because I watched it, because as it happened, I don't remember none of it.
Right.
So he comes over and says, you know, "You're okay?" And I stood up. Again, I don't know what's going on. I get up and I think I get on top rope. I dropped the elbow on him. Did the Macho Man gimmick.
Right.
I don't remember none of that. I had to watch it later to see what happened. But yeah, I was so into what I was doing, I just went on autopilot. Went on the top rope, dropped the elbow, hit the Macho, and that was it.
Memories of working with Mike Awesome. Infamous match between you guys at Night of Liners Cross. It was always shown on the opening of the show, where he almost killed you with the dive over the top rope, and you're back in the barricade.
Yeah, well, I guess I distill the myth now. That was the most smoothest bump I ever took in my life.
Wow.
Didn't hurt at all. And I think it was just the fact that the deal was he wanted to go over, and I just it was just the angle he's coming here, and I just timed it just a little bit late.
Right.
So I couldn't get up over. But you look at the camera, it looked better than going over. It's just like he crushed me and look, he snapped my spine.
Yeah.
So and he's pulling me up. So, "Oh brother, you all right?" I said, "Oh, I'm smooth. That's smooth. Let's go, man. Let's go."
Awesome.
So yeah, that was awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Memories of working Stevie, and it was you and Stevie actually against the Pitbulls. I think one time you worked. It was one of the actually early shows that I promoted in Fairless Hills, PA. I got to put myself over.
Yeah.
For ECW. You worked with the Pitbulls, Gary. And
Mm-hmm.
what are your memories of that?
Very vague, because that's a long time ago.
It was like '94.
Still a long time ago. Yeah. A long time ago, and many concussions later. So.
Well, let's talk about Guido. You worked Guido, I believe, was up in New York for Massacre on Queens Boulevard. Memories working with Guido in a singles match.
Oh, again, you gotta keep up with Guido, man. He's constant, so we had a good time. He kept a high pace, and we did our thing.
You worked with Bubba Ray Dudley at Big Apple Blizzard Blast. Memories of working with Bubba Ray. At
the time, Bubba, he was getting he's kind of still green, I guess. Learning a lot of the business. So again, another student of the business. I pretty much was calling the match, and I think that's when I think I clipped his leg on that one.
Right.
And first match, I did a double drop, and he didn't hear me, and I hyperextended his leg. And I just sat there and held it, and we just did a glob, and everybody just did a mosh and got me out of there. But oh man, I felt so bad when that happened, so bad. But yeah, but constant, professional. He's like, don't worry, JT. Every time he did it, and I think he was working me. Every time he did that, I was like, oh man. So.
Did you expect them to go on to being huge superstars? I mean, they've made millions of dollars in this business.
Yeah.
Do you saw the potential in them?
Yeah, I mean, again, just like I said from the beginning, Bubba went into this business. I think he's the masters in marketing, something like that. I know he's just he took this thing and it's like, okay, for me to get to point A, for me to get to point C, I got to learn A, B, and he did that. He said, where Paul told him to do, he did it.
Right.
He learned. He had that personality. He had that personality, that attraction. He's just like you haven't seen him. You don't know him, or you haven't seen him in a long time. It just make you feel like, oh man, I haven't seen you in such a long time. Oh man, this guy really remembers me. So he had that it about him, right? He had that it about him. So yeah, I can see him. I can see them having the success they are, because he just, both of them. They just had a charisma about them. It just carried over.
What are your memories of Axel and Ian from back in early days?
Axel, yeah, I used to have fun working on Axel. Ian, I don't know, Ian, he kind of faded out for a little while. He was working. I don't know if something happened with the, with.
Well, he had a falling out with Paul.
Yeah. So that's the way, from there. But I never heard from him since. But he had I had no problem with anybody, man. I got along with. When I say I got along with everybody,
right,
I got along with pretty much everybody. If they had heat with me, I didn't know about it. And if I had heat with them, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it was never intended that way. But it's just.
You also got to work a little bit with Louis Piccoli in '96 when he came in. What are your memories of Louis?
I think we did something in Bristol. I think we worked the match. Is that correct?
Yeah.
We did a match in Bristol, and he we just did just did a match. I think was I healing at the time? I think so. And I just called the match, and we just did a match. He was a good guy. I didn't really get a chance to really get to know him. We talked, because he pretty much was around with he was around with Shane and those guys, so I didn't really get a chance to really we didn't get close. We didn't get a chance to get close.
What are your memories of Rock and Rebel?
What about Rebel?
Early on memories, because we didn't really talk about him. Obviously, he was around the Philadelphia scene forever.
Yeah.
So what do you remember of?
Rebel's all right. He I think at first we kind of butt heads a little bit.
Right.
But later on, we squashed all that, and he was real cool.
What about Raven? What are your early memories of Scotty when he first came into the company?
Raven's cool, man. I remember going to the diner, eating dinner, and he was telling me, hey JT, what you need to do? We need to do this, and we need first. What you need to do is you need to get your gimmick over. You need to get your gimmick over, and you should get your gimmick over. So he was cool, man. The thing about with Raven, you have to really pay attention because he'll be here 1 second. Anything you're talking about, you're talking about fixing guacamole or something. I mean, he just was so over the place. But yeah, he's a character, man. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Doug Furness came into the company for a little bit, and you got to work the match with Doug, I believe.
Well, yeah,
I think it was Massachusetts.
Yeah, but it's one. Remember I talked about earlier about like the guys you see, and you kind of like not kind of mark out like you don't believe you watch them one moment, next thing you're working them.
Right.
It's like that with him, and I'll never forget we were somewhere in Boston, and I came in the locker room. And he's like, the first week we like a couple of weeks before we were talking about second week he's talking to somebody. He thought like I didn't want to bother him, right? So he comes later, he's like, brother, you snubbing me now? I was like, no, man, you just, dude, no, I don't know if he's working or not. He's like, he had legit heat with me. And I'm like, nah, again, right. And then I tell the boys, I'm just introverted. I don't, if you're doing something, I'm not going to bother you. Because again, one of the guys I respected. So I didn't, go over there, hey, excuse me, hey, how you doing? I didn't do that crap. So he, and he didn't say crap after that. He didn't say nothing to me. I think he had legit heat with me. So I snubbed him or something. It wasn't not the case.
Memories of when Pillman came into the company.
He didn't say much to me at all. I was, actually, I was glad. I liked the gimmick and how they brought him in.
Right.
But I didn't really. I didn't
interact.
I didn't really interact. He didn't interact with me. Hey, how you doing? I think I spoke to him maybe one time, one or two times, and other times and he was not really. But hey, again, just because I'm going to say hi, he may have 120 things going on, obviously, in his mind that, you know what I mean? So all due respect.
How did the clumsy gimmick come about?
Well, you figured it out by now. But I think I was supposed to do something. I think I was supposed to. It came from one screwed up. I think it was the moonsault I was supposed to do, and I really actually screwed it up.
Right.
And Paul saw it, and he liked it. He liked it, and that's when he was like, well, he said, what you gonna do? Right, the first time you're gonna screw this up. You're gonna beat the guy down. You're gonna beat him down. The next thing you know, you screw it up, right? And about maybe 5-6 weeks down the line, you're probably gonna fake the screw up, then really get the guy. Cool, all right, but you're gonna be Italian. That's pretty much how that came about. Yeah, that's at the beginning of that. That's another story. I guess you'll get into that a little later.
Well, I was going to ask you, how did the FBI gimmick come about?
Yeah, and that's pretty much how it happened. It was funny because I was backstage and Dreamer. It was funny. Paul walks up right there, doing his. Well, let me talk to you, right? And Dreamer's right behind him. Taz is right there. I think we're in Jim Thorpe. I think this happened. I think, and he goes, it's about the comedy gimmicks, and he tells me about the Italian gimmick, and Dreamer's smiling like, this is and I felt really uneasy about it because I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Right.
He said, no, you come out like going by type of thing. And I'm like, man, I really don't want to do that because that's going to cause some culture boundaries that I am not really ready to take on. And so it'd be great, and but Taz co-signed it and Dreamer co-signed it, and I'm like, well, and this is what they want me to do. I can't say no, So I did my homework, and I said, okay, well, this is what we want me to do. I said, okay. So I started looking at stuff. I saw this movie, True Lies. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
And they were in the trailer that kidnapped Dennis Hopper,
Right.
and he's telling them how it came about, how the Sicilians came about. So you know what? That's what I did. That's what I do. I'll say I'm Sicilian, and my skin is dark because that happened, and I guess since everybody knows Rocky, I guess I'll base it more on Rocky, on Sly Stone's character, with a little bit of influence. But again, I was really scared because again I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
Because in New York, one guy was offended and almost got whacked. The guy came out, he's like ready to cap me. He's like, yo, and I was parked in the alley, and they came over and the guy's like, you think that's freaking funny? You think that's freaking funny? And I'm like, hey, yo, dude, it's a gimmick. And somebody, I don't remember who. I don't know who was to talk to him. Say, hey, oh, okay, and he let me go. But yeah, I'm gonna get, man, I only got shot for that.
That's crazy. Now, you did the I Quit match with Tuchel in, I think it was November '96. You came back after that and did the FBI gimmick after that, right?
I don't. You know the truth? I don't remember.
I don't remember when that was. So.
I don't remember.
What are your memories of working with Little Guido and Tommy Rich as the FBI?
That was pretty good. It's good times, man. It was good times. Truthfully, I really enjoy work with Tommy. Guido. I enjoyed working on him because he had such an insight on in that quick thing, So I enjoyed it.
Did you ever go to Paulie and ask him, hey, I want to be a serious wrestler, or were you pretty much satisfied with your spot?
Oh, I did. I used to ask. I asked him a couple of times. Asked him, and he's like, whenever, I asked him a couple of times, and he said, when it comes available, it will. And I remember he was saying, like, when it came to kind of money being tight, he's like, hey, it's possible, I can go, somewhere. I didn't want to leave, but I was like, okay, the only way I can remain in wrestling if I make money.
Right.
So I asked, would you have a problem if I asked to go to, any other guys? And he's like, no, you do what you got to do. And I think right there it was like, that's when. And then he got, and I look at it now from a booker's point of view. If you got somebody, your talent's telling you, hey, I want to go somewhere, what you want to do?
Right.
I don't blame him.
Do you think that? Did you know that Paul was going to be able to lead ECW to as big as it did?
Oh yeah.
You knew it was.
I knew it from jump. Because I remember way back in the day when Todd Gordon was trying to. This is before Paulie really got on and before Gilbert really got on. Where he was talking about it, and I was like, like I said, again, he'll ask me questions, nothing life changing. He'll ask me like, "What do you think?" I said, "Well, you get somebody like Eddie Gilbert or Tom Pritchard or Paulie Dangerously, I think that would take put us in the right direction." And so that's when I worked at the jewelry store, and then he asked me a question. That's when I told him. I said, "Those 3 people I mentioned at that time." Because at the time, Pritchard had the book down in USWA.
Right.
Eddie. I think he was over in Japan at the time, doing some things, and of course Paul. So that's why I said to him. So that's where we are now.
What led you to leave Todd Gordon's store?
I had an opportunity. That's when the Wings came about. Jason Turbo called me up and said, "Hey, we're doing this tour on Wings. Would you like to be involved?" It's been my dream ever since before I even got into wrestling. As a kid, I always wanted to go to Japan. So I was like, you're gonna follow me out there? Yeah, I'll go. And I said, yeah. So okay. And I went back and told him, first thing I asked Todd, I said, "Hey, you think I could get some time off?" So I go, and he's like, and you gotta look at it too from a business point of view. And he needs me at the store,
Right.
because I'm an employee of the store. And if an employee's not going to fulfill his obligation, then I got to find something else, which I understood that. And I asked him, and then I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do this because now it's a leap of faith. So, do I go and try to do something with this or not? So I asked him, and he says, well, no. So then I asked him, I said, well, I want to give you my 2 weeks. And it hurt me. I didn't want to do it.
Right.
But I saw I had the opportunity that I may not ever get again. So I just took it, and I know. And again, we with Amical, it's no hard feelings. Just that's the way it was.
What led you to leave the company of ECW?
At what time? Because I left twice.
Yeah, you left once, and then you came back, and you actually did the Barely Legal.
Actually, 3 times.
Really?
Actually, 3 times. But go ahead.
Why did you leave the second time?
Well, first time because it was Wings.
Right.
Second time, what was that? Second time, it was like, it was a point of, I think it was near the end of what, 98?
Probably.
98? I looked at it like this. You looked at broad, you contemplate what you're going to do from that point to your future. And I looked at the boys, not just in our locker room, but all across. You looked at, a lot, I'm not going to mention specific names, but you look at the guys and you're like, man, your home life. You got kids and everything. You're in your second or third wives. Your kids don't even know you, or you don't like you, or I guess the case in point, the movie Wrestler.
Right.
It kind of really brought it home. I mean, and I didn't see it then. Of course, it wasn't made, but that's kind of you reflected. You look at it like, wow, I want to be home, and take my kids, go to recitals or, go to my kids like son to be an engineer, go to like the robotics stuff, and I want to be there. So, and she was a baby then. I said I want to do that type of stuff. I want to be there when she's skin and knit. I want to be there because I want her to know who I am.
Right.
So at the time I made a decision. It's like, okay, well, career, wrestling, and I never forgot. I talked to Terry Funk about it. He said, JT, the business will always be here. You take care of your family. And that's what I did. I said, you know what, all right, And like I said, and that's what I did. And I told, then I talked to Todd, I talked to Paul. And Paul, the professor, goes, okay, great. What we'll do, we'll put you in the loser leave title match. And that's what happened.
Gotcha.
The last time, Richmond, Virginia, this is like in right before they folded up, I think. Maybe the last time they ran in Richmond, Virginia. That's where I'm living in. So I came and saw the boys there, and I saw, man, I got bit by that bug. 'Cause, the business never leaves your blood. I'm sitting there like, oh man, oh, this is great, And the boys, I'm back there with the boys, and they're laughing about this, and you missed that, And at the time I was running a school down there also, and it's like, he's like, oh, you should do it. I'm like, and I thought about it, like, man, maybe I can do it, because the guys they're making a little bit more money. I'm not asking for top dollar because I can't.
Right.
But I'll be happy just to be involved. And Paul said, Paul, and I asked him, would you mind me coming back? Any capacity you want me to do, I'll do it. And he thought about it for a while. He talked it over. I think he talked it over. I'm not sure. He talked it over who he talked it over with. And he said, yeah, okay. And by the time the time other things happened, I had to call it off. So for a brief couple of days, I was back with the company, then gone again. So and then 6 months, less than 6 months later, I hear on the radio that they folded, and I was like, oh wow,
It's all your fault.
Ah.
So let me ask you.
You've been asking me stuff for the last hour, man. Come on.
Going back to ECW, you did Barely Legal. You did a dark match with Chris Chetty, and I think you worked Guido and Tom. What are your memories of that?
That was fun. I think it was some of the build up on TV with that, like a couple of matches build up. Then I came in and saved something, saved them, and I was against the FBI then. And I guess at that time, it was like, I don't think you know what to do. You didn't know what to do with me, so.
Right. Was it hard to watch ECW when you left the company? I mean, did you still watch it on TV, or did you not watch it at all?
Nah, you know what? It's one of those things. I'll put it this way. I'll watch it for a moment to see what the boys are doing. I miss. 'Cause I didn't get a chance to go on the road. When the guys doing Florida and all that stuff, I didn't do that. But I'll flip it on. All this Van Dam. Oh, I miss the boys.
Right.
And I say, then I'll turn because like you start missing it. So I just turned away from there.
How did you get contacted to do a one night stand? Was that through Dreamer?
Yeah. I popped when you called me. I was like, oh wow. And I was just so. And I guess the part was most humbling was. Dreamer's one of those guys. He don't forget people, and I thought that was awesome that he just because he didn't have to. He just remembered to put me in, and I was like so humbled he did that. And I was like, wow, thanks. I couldn't believe he, even included. I was happy to be there.
Were you marking out for being on the WWE pay-per-view?
I was cautious because I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
It's the first time I was in New York, under the Vince brand. Well, actually, it still was the new ECW.
Right.
They started that, but I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I saw a lot of the guys, and it was weird because the energy in the air was just really weird. It just wasn't. You meet everybody. Hey, how you doing? But there's some underlying issue there. And I got some other stories about the locker room. That's not too bad, but
Yeah, go ahead, share. My next question is locker room stories. Do you have any crazy?
Well, my thing was, and I was probably, I guess in the past, my money, I was worried about that. Like, okay, am I really gonna get paid or not? Yeah, it's a different brand,
right?
But I didn't know what. Again, when you feeling the atmosphere back, it was just really, it was awkward to me. It was just really awkward. I remember seeing, I can't mention the person's name, but I remember seeing him, and I've seen him many times before. We rode together a couple of once when Sabu got hurt, got dropped on his neck, and he, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Like, I don't remember you. I'm like, what? You don't? Yeah. We went to the gym. We did this. We did that. Whatever. Don't remember you. I'm like, wow. So, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So
you can say his name. I mean,
we talk about out of respect. I don't.
Right.
But it's just that it was just that was really really odd, you know. And I think it was something going on then. It just never was picked up on. And then with another person who's no longer with us.
All right.
Yeah, I remember seeing it was like stretched out on the no, that's all right. It's burying. I'm not, it's
Okay.
it was just awkward. But anyway, later on that night, when we did the matches, after the match, we did that big mosh thing.
Right.
And it was a couple guys, and they was just like shooting on me, like, we put the go, and they were, and the whole thing. The main focus is on Taz and Angle, right, doing everything, and we go at it, boom, 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 and I had one guy, and he just like nailing me. I mean, all his might. I mean, I could feel like it's like hitting my vertebrae in the back. I'm like, oh,
was this the same one as JBL Meanie? Was that the same night? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, yes, exactly. It was later on in the night, right? But he's like, blam, blam. I'm like, brother, ease up. Yeah, that's the way I work. Okay. So I was about to pepper him back up, and then they bailed. And I was like, and it was just, and again, if you're a soldier, you told me, hey, this is what I want you to do. So I think it was told,
right,
to pepper us up, all these, all the ECW guys, maybe. I don't know, but it was just a weird evening. I felt uneasy. I knew something was not right.
You also worked the Hardcore Homecoming pay-per-view in Philadelphia. What do you remember as working that show?
Well, I really did. I just, second Tommy, and Smothers did his thing, and I just took the chain out and bam, hit Meanie and went home. I mean, I just did what I was told.
What are your favorite angle that you were ever involved in?
Well, I think of course, the Funk, Abdullah. That way, back then.
Right.
I think that was one of my high points. I think when Paul dropped the Maryland title, and he did the Maryland title. Of course, Taz.
Right.
He knew the title when he included me in certain things, or some of the high bumps. Those are the high points. I really, and just again, it's a whole ride. I can't say it's one of those things you can't say one thing. It's like the whole journey. You sit back and look back on the rose-colored glasses. It's like it all looks awesome because you remember the sunshine, but you don't remember the rain. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So you remember all the good points. You forget about the bad parts, and you just say, "Oh man, it's the awesome ride." So I can't say one per se. It's just the whole thing was just awesome.
I'm going to mention a couple people's names that we might have missed that you could just briefly talk about them. Sherry Martel, memories of Sherry.
She was a sweetheart to me, man. She was just a nice person.
Mikey Whipwreck.
Mike is cool. Mikey was like, again, he's one of those guys. You tell him to do it, he do it. Okay, JT, I'll do it. That's how he was. So yeah.
Chris Candido.
Chris was cool, man. I think at first, some reason we had, I don't know why we butted heads at one point, but near the end we were cool. I'm sorry, man. That's yeah. I guess I haven't really talked to anybody. That was unfortunate.
Right.
Very unfortunate. I'm sorry, we didn't miss seeing his presence.
What about Cactus Jack Mick Foley? What are your memories of Mick?
Yeah, I remember one time we did a bar war. Bar wars in Philly, and I punched him somewhere, and I misjudged it. I caught him in his mouth, and he goes, he goes down to the locker room, and he takes a bottle of water. He goes, look, JT, and he spits a stream of water out on his bottom lip, or not even the lip, it's like right here. just streams out. I was like, he's just giggling about it. I was like, ooh, I'm sitting there again. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. And he goes, it's okay, but and we went and ate dinner together after that. Of course, I boycotted because I felt so bad. But yeah, oh man, he's like one of the guys. Let me. Let me tell you that he's one of the guys. You know, I told you earlier. He looked up to. I like Muda. You know, of course. You know, I grew up in the Horseman era, the Road Warrior era. It was all those type of guys, man. You know, who you know, Hanson. Those guys who made it look the way it should be. So that's how I felt about that.
Chad Austin.
Chad, he's cool, man. He just poof disappeared. He spoke him out for a while, and then all of a sudden, he came back for one time. We did a deal, and I was punching him. He kept on feeding me, and he kept on leaning in too far. And like when I'm punching him, he kept on leaning just a little bit more. I'm like, and I'm nailing him. Blam! He's just taking it home. And I'm like pummeling him for real because he's not really, he just feed me too much. And yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, man.
New Jack Mustafa. Did you get along with New Jack?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. New Jack, man. He's good people, man. He never treated me ill at all.
Brian Lee.
Didn't really talk to him that much. It's just I saw him in the locker room. Said, hey, what's up? What's up? I think the most I talked to him when him and Dreamer did the scaffold.
Right.
Yeah, that's just about it, man.
Fonzie? Bill Alfonso?
Fonzie. Fine. Oh yeah, okay, baby. He's cool, man. He's just Fonzie's Fonzie.
Right. Too Cold Scorpio?
He's cool. He's cool.
Sal Balomo. Members of Sal.
Yeah, Sal. Sal. I guess they put him on with the with the FBI gimmick, but it's funny. It's funny. Speaking of which, when he put it together, it's funny because originally, and I should have said that earlier, but originally it was who was that? It was Stetson.
Yeah, he told me that today. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Stetson was the original person. It's me and Stetson. But it's funny when I thought about it. Remember I told you I did my homework and I was in Todd's store and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? And Paul was talking to Todd on the phone, and I was like, and he just didn't know I was going to do my homework. And I figured I was like, you know what? It'd be funny as hell if I call it the full-blooded Italians. I'm not full-blooded, but that'd be the joke.
Right.
And I called and I told him on the phone, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome! That's great! That's great!" And so and I thought, who would be the person? Who you think would be? Cause he really wanted a tag team, and the first person I thought of so the key thing was trying to get me over as being a Italian. That's the first, whatever, to make it believable or whatever. The first person I thought of was Paul Roma. And Paul was like, I don't think so.
Right.
So I didn't, and that's when Stetson, then put Stetson in there. Then Stetson, then Guido. And I'm out, and it was Tommy and
Mama Luke
yeah.
Big Sal.
And you got another question, or you want me to ask something?
What's that?
You got something else?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. You still watch The Business today?
Again, like I said earlier, off and on. Like I said, I'll watch for a couple minutes. And I just right now it's like, the storylines are moving a little slow, so it takes me more time. And I don't have time because I got homework to help with kids. And
right.
I don't
what do you
have
do today?
Oh, right now I'm an instructional support technologist. I work for a community college in Richmond, Virginia. What I do is I help cultivate technology in the classrooms. I teach instructors how to use their technology equipment in classrooms and stuff like that. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Any regrets looking back on?
One regret. I'm gonna shoot on one person. One regret is I remember coming back from Jim Thorpe. I was telling this one guy, Gabe Sapolsky.
Who?
Wait, Gabe.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're driving. I'm driving back, and he goes, we're shooting ideas. I was like, what would be a cool idea? Cool idea would be, remember how like the samurais and before a match they bow, after the match they bow. So therefore, when they do something like if they heal somebody, it means something. And I'm telling all this stuff. I was like, next thing you know, man, you come up with this Ring of Honor stuff. And I was like, dude, that's my idea. What are you doing? right? I said, well, hey, at least can you get, at least, let me come in? Oh, I'll call you back. Never called me back.
Are you serious? He
Never-
didn't call you back?
Man, he healed me, man.
I don't know if you're shooting or working.
He healed me. I try to do something with him. I came in. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna put you over." I get there. He gives me power. Remember I was over there. He power bomb. Did the job for somebody, and that was it. Never heard from him again. Man,
He's a piece of shit anyway. So
I tell you, but seriously, going back and forth to Jim Thorpe and stuff like that. RH is my deal.
good deal. Well, thanks again for being here.
All right.
I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you, man.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.